Woo! Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. This is your one and only host, Rico's Aquariums, coming to you with Aquarium Talk and everything in between, episode 25. That's right. We are on the move, and today's topic is going to be ammonia. So, as you guys are coming in, please feel free to get those thumbs up and make sure you guys don't forget to show some love and support. Hopefully everyone had an awesome day today at work. It was a nice day for me. I got to finish up a friend's flooring after I already installed it once, had to redo it. Hopefully everybody's getting notifications this time. A lot of people are saying they are getting them now, so hopefully, bless me. So, yeah, buddy. Also, real quick, if you guys are tuning in, please don't show some love. If you would like to become a member on this channel, there's a member button. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you so much, sir. There's a members button. Show some love and support. Times is hard with everything, being censored and stuff. I've been hearing a lot of people saying they're having, problems with censorship, I guess, and whatever, monetization. I don't know. My channel's not big enough, obviously, for all that. So, yeah, we don't make the big bucks over here, but we do have fun and we do talk about what it is that we like to talk about. So I hate it when kids pee in the pool, but chlorine kills it. Well, hey, there you go. It is what it is. We've all done it. Who's all peed in the pool? Come on. We all done it. Let's be real. Oh, let's be real. How we forget what it was like being a kid. Anybody looking? Okay. Yeah. It's so warm. So warm. It is what it is. Ammonia from all those turbo snails. You added nuked your tank. Well, Mike, I am glad that you think that you know me and what I've done and how long I've been here. How are you doing, sir? Any other things you would like to add to that? Please feel free. You have the platform for right now. Let's see. He said, I done that over before. So ammonia. I think that's a good topic, right? I got some notes here. I think it's an easy topic to talk about. It actually shows the ammonia from every feeding. Yeah. So who believes the ammonia in your aquarium's probably the same as the ammonia you clean your glass with? Just wondering. Just wondering. Obviously, we won't clean our glass. Well, you shouldn't clean your reef aquarium with it. Gabe says not even close. What do you rest of you guys say? What do you think the difference between a glass cleaner ammonia and ammonia that is produced obviously through other methods? Just wondering. I'm sure everybody else is probably going to be wondering that too. One is organic, the other is inorganic. Good way to look at that. Do you think that both of them have a negative effect no matter what on the aquarium, or does one potentially have a positive effect while one has a negative effect? Anybody? It smells different, so it's probably not. uh, yeah, I think one you can actually smell, the other one not so much. Different chemicals. Yeah. So how many think after the cycle is done that ammonia just disappears from your aquarium? How many of you guys believe that? If I was to tell you that, would you believe that? Just asking. Both are bad for the aquarium. Natural ammonia is probably healthier because we can get NO3 for fertilization. Okay. Hmm. Some said no. Flashkin, I see Marcus says nope. Flashkin says ammonia is always present. My personal opinion, I have to say Flashkin's right on that. The cycle, just because you go through the nitrogen cycle and when you go to test for ammonia, it becomes undetectable. That means your test kit can no longer detect it because it's at a safe level. And safe level would be what? A level that you cannot visually see on a test kit. That doesn't mean that it goes away. Okay. So ammonia just occurs naturally. It's a byproduct of food breakdown, pee, as fish pee in the aquarium. All right. Organic waste is another one. All these create ammonia as well. The difference is that based on how new your aquarium is, how your environment that you've created, how new it is, or how well it's able to take care of those toxins for you to keep them undetectable. The nitrogen cycle for me never goes away. That's just my personal opinion. Somebody might want to, challenge on that or beg or differ on that. But it never goes away. I think there's just certain things that we test for are just undetectable. How many of you guys would concur with that or believe that statement? Kate Nate's live stream be about elk or elk. Why I can't talk. Anyway, now I'm just playing. I concur. Waiting on everybody else. Not everybody all talk at once. Also, if you guys are coming in, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, do you think ammonia is basically a base or a basic compound that is like acid? And do you believe that because of that, those levels is what creates a problem for fish and coral? Not everybody speak at once. Fish produce ammonia, not directly. Nitrates, if they do, it would be amazing. Okay. Not everybody talk at once. We were talking about fish. do you believe that that it's like acid to your fish? Compound. Ammonia affects corals. I think if you're not okay, well, we're gonna get on that one. I'm just saying. Does it? I'm asking a question here. Okay, so yeah. So at the end of the day, ammonia affects everything. Now, it's really based on what the levels are and what the effects are going to be. Would you say that's a pretty okay statement, accurate statement? Sorry, camera keeps trying to focus. What about that? I mean, does it, if you was to be in a room full of ammonia, you were scrubbing down something with ammonia, do you think it would affect you? At what level would it really get to you? I believe, honestly, at the end of the day, ammonia will affect everything, but it also depends on the strength. Let's understand that real quick. Not sure for reefs, but for planet tanks, ammonia is beneficial to plant growth. Plants can process ammonia better than nitrates for growth. Zooxanthella may actually prefer it. Can you talk about ammonia when you open a fish bag? Nah, just because it's you. Answer my questions, please. The process that happens when oxygen hits the yeah. I think you know the answer to that, so I'm gonna let you go ahead. But what about you think it's acid to the fish or coral? Ammonia. Do you think that it does have an effect on fish? I have to. If not, I'm gonna end up like hitting block buttons and all kinds. So right, I'm just trying to have fun. So would you say that ammonia does affect fish and coral, or is it one and not the other, and reasons why? Uh-huh. Mhm. So I would say, though, ammonia is not going to affect anything in your aquarium if you have healthy and fully functional, and I mean fully functional, biological filtration. That's just me. You can have a level of ammonia spike unless you have something in there constantly testing. I don't know if there is like maybe center. I'm not sure on some of these other tests, but I think Kent maybe have one that can show if you got high levels of ammonia or what the level. I don't know, but I would like to see something like on the Apex that has just strictly for ammonia to show graphs if ammonia actually becomes detectable in your fully functioning reef and at what level. Me personally. But if you have a fully functional, healthy, and I mean healthy filtration, biological filtration, not just your polyfilters and stuff, biological filtration, there'll be basically the biological filtration will take care of that. It probably affects more fish. There was a study that showed that around branches is more ammonia and bacteria than in water column. Sorry for my English. Oh, okay. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. At work. See you around midnight. Check things you do differently. I wish Best had a reef app to keep track of things you do differently. I remember the levels of the Sinai. So, yeah, that's what I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but um, I would like to see Neptune come out with something for this. You know, people want to grow. You want to have a better understanding. Trust me, I don't know it all. I'm far from it. People say, "Well, Rico, you know, why do you do what you do and quickly set up an aquarium and this and that?" There's things that I can do to create uh, a quick cycle that's just going to go whoop whoop, you know, like overnight. Um, I don't talk about it, or you know, I don't want people to get the wrong impression of don't be patient. There are easier methods out there to hurry up and cycle your aquarium. The right way would be just let it take time and do it, because there can be some negative effects for a quick cycle. Period, point blank. Um, you know, and you know, if your aquarium's too new and has not fully cycled, um, your biological filtration is just not going to help you. And you know, when you comes to losing things, I'm just saying, um, it's just not. I mean, you know, there are going to be side effects from that. It's going to burn your, you know, if you can't, uh, if your filtration, if the tank's too new, your biological filtration cannot, and I mean, I repeat, cannot process ammonia, and you throwing fish in, your fish are going to be burnt like acid. You know, it's going to burn them. It's going to burn their gills. You know, you hear it talked about and whatever. And you can see if you ever done a cycle of aquarium and then you add it too much too fast and created a mini cycle, how things die. Obviously, that's because you created another cycle. You know, you restarted, you know, the nitrogen cycle all over again and created a spike in ammonia, let's just say. What is the idea parameter? Here's a good one. What is the idea parameter for, or you know, your ammonia? Mm-hmm. Or should I say the levels for your reef aquarium or your saltwater aquarium, or you know, your aquarium? What is the basic levels? Not everybody speak at once. Yeah, I said basic. Yeah, what is the range? What is the range? What is the range for your aquarium? How about let me put it like that? What is the range? How do you mean, or what do you mean? What is the range? Okay, if you got alkalinity between 8 and 12, what is a range for ammonia? Mm, nobody? Nobody? I don't see the answer yet. I know everybody's scratching their head. Mm, 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 mm. And the tank's fully cycled, by the way. In a fully cycled tank. Would that help? Mm-hmm. Nobody? Nobody? Come on, y'all. This is easy. Everybody should be saying 0. For real. Undetectable, so wouldn't it be 0? I mean, when you start brand new and you're new to this hobby, what should it be? 0. You should be able to get a reader, so therefore it should be 0, correct? Yep, I don't know. I thought 0. There you go. 0. Just being honest. I mean, undetectable. And that's the question. That is legit. I'll give you that. You're all right there, Is ammonia ever really 0 though? We can't test for it now, can we? I would like to see once again if I'm using a controller. If I'm using Apex, as a controller, I would like to see a probe. Anyway, Gary, low, but then I personally want whatever, and how accurate would that be? That's another thing. Can they make a, Sinai? How accurate is it? These are things that myself, even with all this experience, I really want to know. I mean, and if I really want to know, I know you really want to know. Because once again, I think it's part of the puzzle on figuring out the mystery to having a reef aquarium and how to truly be successful at it. All these things play a huge part. Accuracy doesn't matter to track trends. I think accuracy does help. I think having a plus or minus, not like dead set accuracy, but because we don't have dead set accuracy, even with our alkalinity test kits, calcium and magnesium, every test kit that we could possibly get has a plus and minus, give or take, within range. That's why it's very important when you set up your aquarium and you feel that everything's in line and everything's within range of numbers that we learn to say that's acceptable, we try to stay within those ranges that our aquarium wants. I mean, yes, some of us will try to fudge, maybe bring up calcium or alkalinity or magnesium or, pH and all this. But, a lot of this stuff goes hand in hand. You can't do one without something else going. But back to the ammonia part. I really would like to see it. I mean, I would like to see the effects that it will have. pH and alkalinity affect each other directly. We know magnesium, if calcium and alkalinity is whatever, I think, and you're having problems, we know that magnesium plays a big part in that. So to me, everything plays a part in keeping a reef aquarium. Okay. I think the more tools that we have to kind of hone in and be able to chart or graph is going to eventually lead to better things, I feel, as aquarist, hobbyist. Ammonia probe would save a lot of tanks from crashing. I would probably have to agree with that myself. Honestly, I see ammonia most likely as a trace element in a cycle tank for most. I don't care what my iodine is or strontium or would be cool to know, but not sure the cost would be justified. Okay, so Flashkin making that statement. That is a good statement. Like, he doesn't know. And here's the thing. Everybody wants, though, here, just hear me out. Everybody wants secret sauce to reefing. Okay? Everybody wants the ins and outs. But we pick and choose what we really want to know, right? Because some of us, as Flaska says, honestly, he looks at ammonia as a trace element. He doesn't really care about iodine or strontium, even though we know those play parts. It's part of the trace elements. We know that they play a part. They have a reason or being there. To what degree and how far along, that's still debatable on different ends of the spectrum, I guess. I think that, if people really truly want to learn about saltwater aquarium and what's the best, it's got to start somewhere. Now, I've been at this game a long time, and we still don't know what we think we know. Just saying. For instance, dissolved oxygen is nice to have, but it's like a $400 pro or something crazy. But hey, I don't want to be negative with that, because at the end of the day, it might be a high ticket item, right? But what happened if it changed the game? I feel like controllers change the game, whether you're going to do a Raspberry Pi controller or you're going to do a Neptune Apex controller, because you know what? I'm going to build a PC or not build a PC. I don't feel comfortable building my own, so therefore I'll just pay and eat the cost of whatever. At the end of the day, they're there to serve a purpose. And that purpose is either to really help you in the hobby or whatever else. Why would you buy it type thing? I think a lot of these things, yeah, they do cost money. I think it's a great whatever. Neptune jumped on it, right? I don't know. But if they did, cool. I will get it myself, because I like to know. I would like to know. I want to see. Here's the thing. If all this stuff was capable, would there truly be any questioning about? And if there would be some more questioning about reef aquarium, right? How more in depth can we get? And what would the topics be about? If we found out what the strontium or iodine levels were supposed to be at its prime, and what exactly do they affect, the corals? How do they affect? What part do they actually play with the growth of corals, or the dissolved oxygen and pH, like all these things? What do you say? I want it like 1 million for a. I'm just saying. I don't want people to take it as knocking what something may cost to find out. But at the end of the day, I think it would be cool to have those things to really see whatever. Here's the other thing, cool thing. You can have an ICP. You can have all this ICP. How many other parameters do they actually test that are actually in our salt mix? Half, maybe? Anybody know that number by any chance? Because I can't tell you. But what what about all the other elements we have no clue on? 37. How many elements there are in salt or in our salt water? How many? Just wondering. What part does all this rest of this stuff play? And how does it affect the aquarium? If you're doing your water changes and doing, things just like you're supposed to be doing, you will never know. It's like 150, 200, 150, right? So we're at 37 out of 150. Okay. Well, that's what they say. Do I know that? Hell no, I don't know that. Do you know that for a fact? No, nobody knows that. If that's what they say, well, they say that now, and then another 10 years go by, and now they say, oh, it actually consumes like 53, or maybe it consumes 150. Why is it there if it doesn't have a reason? Someone scienced it. Okay. I would like to see people science the name of the genus species of these corals, and then turn around and says, oh, it's not a trachophilia. It's whatever. These are things that happens all the time. I personally think that we're not, I think we're close to knowing some of this stuff, but at the end of the day, I really don't know. Now things have every 17 minutes. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I think it would be cool, and some people may not think it'd be cool. Me personally, I think it would. The effects of actually how high is too high on ammonia, in your aquarium. People say anything detectable. Well, how detectable? Okay, so at this rate, this happens. We can watch this happen. Unfortunately, things are got to suffer for that test and pass. Maybe perish. Then you're gonna have a problem running that test. But it is what it is. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Nobody. I don't know if anybody said anything or about as far as the ammonia burning fish or anything like that. Have you ever done that? Have you ever accidentally restarted your aquarium, like kicked off a mini cycle and lost fish? Just wondering. And don't get okay. Good. Anyway, so what do you guys, or how do you guys feel about ammonia? I mean, at the end of the day, basically, there's zero tolerance for ammonia within your aquarium. Um, but I'm not 100% on board with that statement, because it's zero tolerance, meaning that undetectable, which would give you your obviously zero, quote, just undetectable. Everything is producing ammonia. So we know it's not zero. There are things, your biological filtration, that is handling that for you to make it non-toxic, non-acidic, acid, should I say. So if that's happening, that means there is a constant level at some point within your aquarium. Waste, pee, food that's uneating, being broken down. All this is producing ammonia. Would you say that's true or not true? My honest opinion, ammonia spikes can happen, but hopefully you set up the tank right or have prime on hand. Even if you didn't set the tank up right, um, I think over time, as your tank matures, it will be able to handle that. But if you had no biological filtration, then what? Would that make a difference? If you had absolutely no biological filtration, fish just in water, would that be a problem? How would ammonia be handled in that circumstance? Should I say? It wouldn't be handled. So, according to, well, once again, I mean, do we know if that's true or not? I don't know, Gabe. I personally couldn't tell you. I mean, is that what you're trying to say, Gabe? I mean, do we really know what anything is in this hobby? Yes and no. I feel like experience does help. A little extra can't hurt. Everything is filtration. Bacteria grows on glass everywhere else, and everywhere else, along as there was enough surface area. That is a point. Is glass considered a surface area? Yes, it is. It depends on the buy load of that tank. That's just fish. How many fish in that tank? A number of different things. I think plays a big part in that. If you had a single fish, but we need to wait and to add some kind of bacteria. Fish waste alone is going to create what? Bacteria, right? Fish? Would you say yes? Feeding your fish is going to create a bacteria. It's going to create what? The nitrogen cycle, depending on the water volume and other thing, that might always say that it's cycle. Would you say that you can skip the nitrogen cycle? Hypothetically speaking, you're actually not. But if you add one fish, one damsel, let's talk here. If you add one damsel to a 20-gallon, let's say, aquarium, do you think you'll ever see the nitrogen cycle? Just feeding that fish, and that fish is not leaving any food on the bottom. Do you think you'll start bacteria? Do you think you can have a nitrogen cycle happen and not even know it happened? Not ever get a reading? And at what point would you think you would get a reading? You think you would get a reading at some point? Waiting? That was it? 3 people? I think if you're able to pay attention to your tank and take the time to look at everything daily, then ammonia shouldn't become an issue. A tank 5 minutes to look everything over every day. Yes, the bacteria will also produce and achieve balance, but that is a low bacteria system and could be overloaded with ease if overfeed occurs. That is correct. It would be so low that you would have to enter things at a very slow. Even a too big of a fish going in after something like that could be very bad. So once again, I guess the bottom line is, do your nitrogen cycle properly. For new hobbyists coming in, listening to this, take your time. We can all agree that ammonia can kill your aquarium, correct? Is everybody in agreement to that? That ammonia, if detectable or becomes detectable, can have a bad outcome. Goes back to go slow and be patient. Hello. Hello. Thank you all and everybody for you guys that are watching this video at some point in your life. Everybody's saying, yep. So I love these conversations. This is fun. This is actually fun. Really is. So, do we all understand the nitrogen cycle? Maybe that should be a topic at some point. For the new person coming in, I would say go read the nitrogen cycle. Understand how the nitrogen cycle works. Definitely understand that. Read it a couple times. Make sure you fully understand that, and make sure that you get yourself some good set of test kits. Most people use sulfur, but get a good set of test kit and make sure you test and test as accurate as possible. Okay. Oh, Claudius, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Claudius just graciously blessed me with a super chat. Thank you so much. Stop telling everyone the sauce, Gabe. Yeah. Yeah. I get on the guitar here and there. Yes, I do. That guitar was bought on my birthday 8 years ago. And some things happened, and I played it on my birthday and never played it again since. So, long story. But anyway, maybe I'll get back into it. The wife wants me to play. My fingertips are very soft now, and I grow a little bit longer fingernails. It's not really good for guitar playing, but I'm sure I can build up the calluses on the tips again. So I'm really digging play with your teeth. I'll let you play your you meet me, and then I'll bring the guitar and I'll let you do that with yours. I need mine. I'm getting old. I turned 40. When I turned 40, is when I had my very first soft spot that could have turned into a cavity. Could have. They did. But could have. But they did a filling anyway. So I'm trying to keep my teeth as long as possible. Anyway, so what do you want to talk about next for the next episode? Anybody has anything that they would like to talk about? I ask all the time, after each one of these topics. It might be bad for gold teeth. Alk, par, calcium, maybe. Do we need to talk about water parameter nitrates or anything like that? I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, there's so much that we can just discuss. Mark Caller. You guys, some of you guys really troll other channels, don't you? pH and SPS growth. I just talked about ammonia and seeing a trend, with the ammonia, if we can get like some kind of probe and see like ammonia, what happens after feeding, what happens at night when fish are down, when fish are up. Like, I would like to see something, and could we see, better SPS growth or not? I've had low pH for a long time and grew SPS out of this world very fast. Okay, even with low pH. I think the higher you go with pH, the higher you're going to go with your alk. You are pushing the envelope a little bit. I think a happy medium. If they say alk is supposed to be between 8 and 12. I've seen bad stuff happen at 10. Okay. Starting to happen as you're creeping up on 10. Okay. I don't know. I pH, alk play on each other as well. I prefer to stay between 8, 8.5. Myself, I have rode at 9. And I've been up very high before. And it's very scary going up there. And you have to come back down very slowly too. That's one thing when it comes to this hobby. Shifting something too fast, whoo, you will pay for it. You will pay for it. When bad things happen, in an aquarium, everybody immediately, sometimes you ain't got a choice because you might be kind of one of those things, damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Got to do emergency water changes. So it is what it is. This is a fun hobby if you make it fun. It's good to hear talks. It's good to what is the best parameter when it comes to ammonia. Well, it's supposed to be 0. But at the same time, when you say that, and we know it's supposed to be undetectable, at what point don't our test kits stop working to detect it? So therefore, what is it? At the end of the day, we got to kind of go with 0, even though we know it's not technically more than likely 0. It's just our test kits that we are able to purchase or buy can only go down so low. So what I like about this hobby is when you think about things like this, think about all this across the board. We can have a range, and we know we can keep. Here's the thing. There's people that keep corals, reef tanks, even though our range is supposed to be between 8 and 12. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. Tell me in the chat if I'm a liar. Keep their stuff under 8, 7.5, 7.8. Because anything under 7 becomes acidic. So they're keeping even under 8. But our stuff that they tell us is between 8 and 12. I've had my alk down to that before. Let me tell you something. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Fan, Tidal Gardens, has had his stuff down. If you guys don't believe me, when he goes live, ask him. Hopefully he'll tell you. His stuff's been down to 3, 4, or 4. Crazy numbers in a greenhouse. And it's corals there? SPS? Is that possible? Things that aren't supposed to be possible, I've seen possible. Nothing surprises me when it comes to this. This is very fascinating stuff. It's all about how deep do you want to get into it. And because it's very fascinating, this is where I feel a lot of the hate, the trolling. Oh, you're a liar. You're this, you're that. Because if you haven't experienced and you read everything that you possibly could do, quote, quote, research and quote, quote, research come from people like me or whoever else. Somebody's saying something. So you're reading, and if you feel like you can relate and you think that's more believable than what somebody else says, well, they got to be lying, and it's a fight, and now everybody's trolling, and everybody's doing what? It is. It is. Calcium reactor and stuff like that. It is, though. My ALK is down to 6.044 currently. How's your corals doing? Do you have corals in there? What are they doing? My ALK dipped to 4 because dosing pump dislodged from power. Displugged from power. Wasn't home, and new started to encrust. Now 2 weeks later, it's 6.2. No, it goes against everything that you've heard, though, right? Does it go against everything that you researched? Yes or no? Everything that you researched, has it went against that? Because everything that I know of, even though I know better, says 8 and 12. Who's lying here? Who's right? Who's wrong? It's an awesome hobby. It's very awesome. It just has too many variables out here. It's just all over the place. Hence why people are so eager to say everybody's tank's different. Okay. It does, depending on what you're doing to your aquarium. I mean, there's a lot that, it is what it is. I mean, it's all debatable. Let me just clear it up. I think it's all debatable. It's all debatable. If people like you, they're going to believe you. If they don't like you, you're a liar. So let's get that straight. You don't know what you're talking about, this, and that. They just attack. But why? Because if you all did your research and you all really, like, over time of being going to forums or going to YouTube channels and listen to other people's story, there's going to be things that happen. You're going to be like, there's just no way. How is that possible? Well, let me tell you something. I've been doing this a long time. I still scratch my head. Does it surprise me anymore? No, not really. Not really. It's just like, I can't even say, oh, you're a liar. I can't believe it, or whatever. I could disagree on some stuff. But the reality is it possible? It can on a whole bunch of levels. Like, there's things that happen for Than that I've never experienced. And what I've done, he's never experienced. And we're the same age and been doing it about the same amount of time. And we still, and I've said this many times, on opposite ends of the spectrum, North Pole, South Pole, whatever you want to call it, different ends of the spectrum. And it's when we say certain things, are like, when those instances happen, it's like, you're BSing me, right? Like, you really are BSing me. Like, you're pulling my leg, you're lying. Like, and we're friends. Like, it's like, nah, dude, you're lying. And that's how you feel. He might not feel. I'll be like that sometimes, like, but I know he's not like that. So it's like, okay, it's like, he's never gave me a reason not to believe him. It's just one of those things. I mean, he ain't, what has he got to lie for? It's just, it is what it is. So yeah, I don't know. My acro survived PO4 1.0 SCNN and ALK at 13 6 months ago when I failed on auto water changes. Now it's colorful and growing, and now this dip to ALK 4. Hey, it happens. The cool thing is that you went through some stuff, and like, this goes against everything that I've learned. This is the first time this is ever happening to me. Why is my coral still alive? Why is anything still alive? Is this possible? Well, if it wasn't for you seeing it with your own 2 eyes, it makes you start going to get new test kits. I've done things like, this ain't right. I got to go to the store and get a new test kit. I literally went to the stores, got new test kit when I was, young and doing things, because I couldn't believe it. That can't be right. The test kit got to be contaminated. It's wrong. It's this, is that. Get another one, pretty much on the same money. So nothing surprises me anymore. It is what it is. I think this is a great topic. Real quick, let's go. Hit thumbs up if you ain't come in. Also, if you'd like to become a member, you can become a member as well. There is a member option for this. Don't forget to hit the notification, all notifications. If you hit some, you might not get it. As far as my understanding, I don't know. Ain't been around for a while. YouTube is constantly changing things. So I'm just telling you right now, if you're complaining because you're not getting notifications, the only thing I could do is make sure the bell is in your settings. If you're on an iPhone, make sure your setting is turned on for notifications. And when you hit the bell, make sure it's on all, not sometimes, because that might be why you're getting hit and missed when it comes to my live streams. Also, you become a member. What else is there to say? Thank you all that are members. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Claudius, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And the love and support on that as well. Also, once these videos are uploaded, you are able to leave comments. Maybe I should do a comment because nobody's. I mean, people say stuff, but they didn't get a lot of comments on what to talk about next. What is everybody's pet peeve on the next talk? Do you just prefer me to do all the leads on next topic? I mean, there's a couple people say stuff here, but I tell you, once I go, make sure you leave them in the comment section there so they're there. I know I can see it. I can consider it and all that. Oh, thank you, Flashkin. Also, make sure if you're new to this channel, in the description of all my videos, there's a Saltwater Aquarium link. You can click that link. Doesn't matter if you're already a existing customer for Saltwater Aquarium. I did get a 5% discount code for life for you to be able to get 5% off on non-map items. So don't forget that. Anything else, Flashkin, I might forgot about? Please discuss fish disease and how to prevent it or how to cure it. That's a good one. P-Girl, 420, make sure you leave that remark once this video is uploaded in the comment section. So when I get ready to go live again, I will go there and look at it and probably put that up. That's a good one. That's a very good one. That definitely helps out, especially with new people. It kind of goes on what I've already said too, picking out the, checking fish when go to purchasing fish as well. Coral placement. I like that too. So once again, make sure you guys leave that in the comment section once this video is uploaded. That's about all that I'm going through now. Okay. That's fine. Those are good questions. Those are good things to talk about. I think these are beautiful, these live streams, a lot of input, feedback from you guys. And guess what? It's a peaceful feedback. I'm enjoying them. Okay. I am. I mean, I had a couple setbacks here, just a couple small ones, get my blood pressure going. But this is the kind of conversations that I want. Calm, people spatting out their opinions, stuff like that, and what they think. It's all healthy. We're allowed to do that. We should be allowed to do that. And it should be done in a very calm, collective way as well. How to grow corals with cheaper LEDs like you did on your old tank. Hey, you'd be amazed what you're able to do if you just let it do what it's going to do. That's the problem. We as the people are, we like to tinker too much, and we like to persuade things a little too much to do what we want them to do. But so yeah, Anyway, guys, thanks again. Appreciate all the love and support. Can I get a couple more thumbs up before I leave? I know there's people coming in. I'm looking for lights for my new 40 Lagoon. I use the Ocean Revives T247 on my Marine Land Deep Dimension. We had fun with those lights. A lot of people bought those lights after seeing my tank. A lot of people got mad after I, switched lights off of that tank and went to other things for my personal. People get mad at you when you change up, but change is good, and people don't see change as good until they're forced to change themselves. It took me a long time to even get on LEDs. Let's just put it like that, because I was wary for a long time with them. Best decision I ever made was going with them. And the best decision I can also say I made was starting off with cheap LEDs. Ocean Revives T247s at $1.25 or whatever it was a piece at the time. So I think it was great. And it was great because a lot of people got to see that tank and see what the corals were doing underneath those tanks, underneath those lights with that tank. So really helped out. Anyway, guys, we are up. It's been 1 hour and 1 minute and 30 seconds now. So if you guys don't mind, once again, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.